And here we go, spawning in the top left-hand corner of Babylon. We have the South Korean Zerg player representing his brand new team, CranKy Gaming. DKZ, it is Dark. And spawning in the bottom right-hand corner of Babylon, we have his opponents. We have the Danish Protoss player, the best Protoss in all of Europe, representing Storm Gaming. It is MaxPax. Looking to take the mantle as best Protoss in the world. And he's looking pretty damn good. He's looking pretty damn close. When you think of the best Protoss, it's going to be Hero, and it's going to be MaxPax up there. Oh boy. And we'll see if he can overcome the might that is Dark. It is possible. I was saying it earlier, MaxPax is on fire recently, and Dark has been having some troubles against Protoss recently as well. But we'll see. We'll see. I'm really curious as to what kind of style MaxPax is playing, right? Is he still committed to the Hero +1 Blink Stalker style off of 3 Oracle openers? Is he going for the Charged Archon compositions instead? I am curious, very curious. As you can imagine, as an Oceanic caster, I don't really get to cast MaxPax too often. Not too often. Or get to see him too often either, as I'm usually asleep during ESL Europe. I try to sleep. Veg, papi, veg. As we see a standard hatch gas pool opener from Dark, forced to take the unnatural, nothing too crazy from our Zerg player. Same can be said for MaxPax. He is opening up quite standard as well, going for the Gate Expand. If you want to tune into MaxPax's recent run in Pigs tournaments, I believe he has VODs available on Twitch, and I believe he is in the middle of uploading those VODs to YouTube. So yeah, try to look out for those. I don't know if Pig released a replay pack. I don't know if he's doing that. If he is releasing a replay pack, then I'm sure other people will cover his games. You know, your Locos, your Winters, your Hearthstone, you know, all the YouTube casters. I'm sure they'd be all over those replays, as Dark is kicking things off with a bang. We have a very early Roach Warren. Boy. The Adept of MaxPax is making his way across the map, and this Adept has a lot to scout. Not just the main, but even scouting the lack of third base is going to be a tell here for MaxPax, as he does see the lack of saturation in the natural. This is also a bit of a tell. This is looking a little bit sus. Slow Lings are making their way across the map. We do see MaxPax going for a full wall off. He recognizes that the lack of workers is disturbing. Something is wrong here, as every drone at the natural base has gone down. Dark is going all in here with roaches and speedlings. He has been scouted, and now MaxPax is responding. We have a shield battery on the way. We have a Void Ray being pumped out as well. Very smart. Again, it is wise not to go for an Oracle. Void Rays will be able to make short work of everything coming across the map. The Queens are waddling across the map as well. Let's go. The Queens, Poppy. Is this gonna work though? That's the question. Dark is supply blocked right now. He's trying to make a couple of Overlords so he can free up that supply, maybe morph in a couple of Ravagers on the front lines. And that should be what we're seeing. Dark still needs that Overlord, by the way. He still can't make any Ravagers, and without Ravagers, he can't break through. Oh, this is brutal. Forced to make Ravagers on the front lines here. One Ravager is on the way. Roach already gets free. This is not a good start for Dark, to be honest. The shield batteries are finishing up. Dark trying to bust his way through this gateway. The gateway is sustaining a lot of damage. Oh, the overcharge is popped, and the overcharge is going to be able to keep this gateway alive. Target the gateway! But, oh my god. Barely we target the gateway here, but it's the regular shield battery, not the overcharged one, so a little bit of miscontrol by MaxPax. The wall is going to go down, but this Void Ray has been doing so much damage here to the Queens, to the Ravagers. This is looking like a hold. Yeah, MaxPax, he scouted this very early on, responded well with a full wall, and that supply block was brutal for Dark. GG gets called. MaxPax takes the first game. Just catching up in the chat. Welcome, Babylings. I see Frost. If Dark does this in his games, then it's definitely okay for me to do it in mine. I believe he's referring to the supply block that we saw against Cure. But GG, Dark tries to go for an all-in, gets scattered early on, and because of the supply block, it meant that usually Dark, he morphs in the Ravagers as he's waddling across the map, and he has Ravagers for the first push as quickly as possible so he can start piling down that wall as soon as possible as well. That is so much additional DPS that was gone, that was lacking there, because we were unable to morph in any Ravagers for so long despite banking up so much gas. Feels bad, man. So an unfortunate execution of that build, but also a shout out to MaxPax for being able to scout it in time and respond appropriately. GG. And now we are going to be getting into game number 2. And here we go. We are loading into game number 2 and spawning in the top right hand corner of Ancient Sister, and we have the South Korean Zerg player representing Dragon KZ Gaming, DKZ. It is Dark. And spawning in the bottom left hand corner of Ancient Sister, and we have his opponents. We have the Danish Protoss player representing Psystorm Gaming. It is MaxPax. I didn't mention it earlier, but shout out to MaxPax for staying awake into the degen hours of the night. It is very late in Europe. I believe we're nearing close to the 3 or 4 a.m. mark in Europe, so massive shout out to MaxPax for staying awake this long and for participating in this event. Not many Europeans stay up for ESL Americas. Every now and then we have MaxPax or Hero Marine, you know, just saying screw it to their sleep schedules and looking to earn that ESL money. And it has definitely worked out here for MaxPax, you know. He's made it all the way to the finals. He's already going to be making some decent bank, but he wants more. He wants that championship. He wants to go all the way. And we'll see if he can pull it off. For the time being, we see another hatch gas pool opener from Dark. No early gases or early pools thrown down. Everything is looking normal from the side of our Zerg player. MaxPax just being as annoying as possible here with this probe, just trying to create as much chaos and create as much inefficiency as he can. As across the map, we see another gate expand from MaxPax. Again, it was Dark. Dark was the player who was trying to mix things up in that first game. MaxPax was the responder, he was the reactor, and that's kind of what I expect out of this entire series. You know, Dark is the kind of player who likes to dictate the pace of the game and force his opponent to respond to him, despite the fact that he plays Zerg, and Zerg is more of the reactive race. Ooh. As MaxPax is switching things up, and I like this. I like this on Ancient Cistern. Ancient Cistern is one of the larger maps in the map pool. Because of that, you expect standard openers, you expect economic openers, you expect a Stargate. But that's not what we're seeing here. So MaxPax is kind of switching gears. He's going to try and do something out of left field. Going to try and catch Dark out of off guard. And if he's able to keep this hidden, this could be a little bit scary, as we're actually throwing down a robo behind this. The first Overlord is being denied, but Dark, unlike many other Zerg players, he commits to 2 Overlords, so he is going to be able to get the scout off. It is a little bit costly. He'll be losing an Overlord here at the natural, but the second Overlord dips in, and he does see the robo, which means he knows for certain it is not a Stargate opener. He knows that he has to be preparing for something a little bit different, for something like DTs. Oh. And here we go. Roach Warren gets thrown down very early on as a response. My god. Arguably too early. As Dark is going across the map with his lings just to see if there's a third base, just to try and get eyes on everything else that is going on. Does confirm the wall is a wall. He's droning up behind this as well. Dark Shrine is thrown down, so DT should be coming out shortly. And we'll see how this all turns out here. Again, Dark hasn't been able to confirm the Dark Shrine, and I'm worrying because Dark doesn't have a lair. He doesn't have safety spores. I think Dark thinks it's... Oh my god. I think he thinks it's Glaive Adepts. That's the thing. Like, seeing the Robo is not enough. You need to see a little bit more than that. It could be DTs. It could be a Blink all-in. It could be a Charge all-in. It could be Adepts. And he is reading Adepts right now. The Adepts should reveal themselves. MaxPax is selling the story, but here we go. Spores are being thrown down. And the DTs are being morphed in. Thankfully, the spores will finish up just in time to protect the third base. Oh, it does unbar, so it's going to be giving MaxPax a bit of an opportunity, but the spores are finished up just in time. Dark is going to be able to deflect this. I have to wonder if he assumed it was Adepts or he knew he could get away with throwing down the spores a little bit later. As the DTs are pushing on forward, he's going to try and focus down these queens. We'll get one, but only a single queen. And as a result, MaxPax's opener just hasn't really done much at all. This is designed to deal economic damage. This is designed to, best case scenario, even kill a third base, but nothing has been accomplished here. MaxPax is forced back, and Dark is free to drone. He did throw down this Rotorn pretty early on, so because of that, it did kind of eat into his economy, but for the most part, he's able to recover. He's saving the rest of his gases. We should be seeing a fourth base soon as well. So very nicely done. Behind this, MaxPax is going to be transitioning. He's morphing in those Archons. DTs, of course, are very flexible, and even though the DTs didn't deal too much damage, it's nicely done. The Archons can, and they will be delaying that fourth. Fourth base is going to be delayed. The Queen's going to be forcing this back, but yeah, keeping Dark on 3 bases already is very nice damage for MaxPax as he tries to retake that fourth. Glare about to finish up. We have +1 melee on the way as well, so Dark is going to be committing to a more Lingbane Roach Ravager composition. We'll see if he can get there safely. Until then, MaxPax is still just looking to find whatever damage he can. Because of his opener, he's been able to like delay the fourth, which is nice. He forced a reaction, forced some spores, but he's looking for some drone damage. He's looking for maybe a queen if he can find one. Gets a roach. It's something. No. And behind this, we are working with just 6 gates, so no massive timing on the way here for MaxPax. He's going to be working on his fourth, so he's going to be slowly working towards the mid game. And this is going to be giving Dark a lot of freedom. Dark has the opportunity to just get up to 80 drones if he so chooses. I mean, sure, MaxPax is going to be moving out with his army, but, oh my god, even a couple of probes as well. Don't know if that's intentional, but there we go. The probes, they are sent back. As the Stalker Archon army moves forward, we have a choke point, we have creep. Dark is in position, and he didn't over drone either, so he's not being caught with his pants down. So very nicely done here overall from Dark. He should be feeling the freedom to drone, and there we go. A couple of drones are being snuck in the middle of this defense. Prism is going to try and sneak into the main base. Dark does have a queen in position. There we go. He splits up his roaches as well. He reads the potential for a drop, and he's going to be able to force this back. So far, the defenses for Dark are honestly quite solid. MaxPax hasn't been able to find a way in. To be fair, this isn't like designed to break any of these bases. MaxPax, he's just posturing more than anything. He's picking off whatever he can as efficiently as possible as he's saturating his fourth base and as he's working on his transition. Meanwhile, we have a bit of a Baleen waddle by, but MaxPax's reactions are just a little bit too good. Well, he's able to avoid those Banelings. Meanwhile, the Bay has finished and Disruptor production has begun. So we have Blink Stalkers and Charge Lots into Disruptors. Great tech choice here from MaxPax, just because Disruptors are exactly what you want against Roach Ravager. and Ling Bane. Depending on how heavily Dark commits to Ling Bane, and he's working on +2 melee as well, MaxPax can find some value just diversifying his splash damage, whether it's going towards Colossi or High Templar, and it looks like High Templar is going to be the answer here. Templar Archives is on the way to get into Storm, to get into Archons. More Archons, I should say. And we'll see. I do worry, though. This is just how Dark plays, to be fair, so I don't know if I should be worried. As both armies are meeting here, Nova goes off. Up! Ooh. Does graze those Lings in the end. Dark is unrelenting, by the way. He wants to keep on pushing. He wants to maybe even try and catch that Disruptor. Be forcing MaxPax back. At the same time, we do have another Bathing Run by this time with Bathing Speed, and MaxPax's reaction is not fast enough. Ooh, 14 probes go down. And the Banelings keep heading on towards the fresh mineral line. Can they get in? Up, up. Ooh. We blink on forward, but 14 probes go down. And I was about to say that Dark, he usually does stay on a low drone count a little bit longer than most players. It takes him a long time to work up to 80. As we can see, he's still here at around 70 workers. But because of how aggressive he is, it's okay. Because he's still just crippling the economy, he's still just going for all these Baneling run-bys, and he's getting damage done, it does kind of make it acceptable for Dark to be at this low worker count. Is able to be safe against these pushes as well as a result. But now we are up to 3 Disruptors. MaxPax is pushing on forward. Banelings, oh! Run into the Archons. Not the best connections there for Dark. Does at least get the Archons. Speaking of Archons, once again, the Banelings do find 2 Archons towards the south. It looks like they're going to try and trade here. 1 Archon goes down. Can he get the second? Oh, 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 barely not. There we go. MaxPax reinforcing his right-hand side base here. Warping in more Zealots. Oh. Gonna be expanding and taking his 5th base here towards the center of the map. And Dark is now working towards Hive. Looks like he is done with his run-bys. He's finally going to be taking up in that direction. Has to be careful, though. The army, the force on the right-hand side is actually making progress here from MaxPax. Lings are not going to be enough to clean this up, so he's actually going to be able to get on top of this base. At the same time, the Disruptors just keep on threatening the army of Dark. There we go. Reinforcements are enough to clean up those Zealots and Archons. They don't get any economic damage. From there, Dark is going to be able to counterattack, and he's going to be looking to deny this 5th. And there we go. We do have the denial on that Nexus. That was a cancel, not a kill. Nice done by Dark, just containing MaxPax to 4th bases. Meanwhile, oh, another Nova goes off, but nice splits from Dark. And you know what, Dark, he doesn't just want the 5th base, he wants the 4th as well. He's going to keep on pushing. At the same time, MaxPax slips into the main base with some DTs. The main army is engaging. MaxPax getting some decent Disruptor connections, and he's got more where that came from. Forcing Dark back. The DTs are slowly overwhelming the army of Dark. He doesn't have detection. That DT does get the Queen. Meanwhile, MaxPax still can't break the front door, but he's slowly gaining progress. Oh, and that is the purification over that we were looking for. Finally, a juicy connection here from MaxPax, and now that may just be a little bit too much. MaxPax is pushing on forward. The drop in the main base is still not cleaned up. GG gets called. MaxPax takes game number 2. Oh my god. Dark, for the most part, was keeping up with everything that MaxPax was doing, but that drop in the main was the straw that broke the camel's back. The DTs were something that Dark wasn't anticipating. He didn't have detection ready, and after his reinforcements were being cut off, he had to spend attention there, and we saw those purification overs. All we need is 1, and that's all we got. Dark was doing so well at splitting and avoiding those Disruptor shots for so long, until towards the end of that game, until finally we got to see MaxPax getting those juicy connections. Oh. Dark's multitasking was just spread too thin. And now MaxPax is one game away from taking this series. not just becoming the ESL Americas champion, but also 3-0ing Dark, which is crazy. I think, as I even said it as we were getting into this series, I never really expected either one of these players to take the series 3-0, you know, without a fight from their opponents. I expected a more back and forth series, but a 3-0 is a statement. Like, that's definitely something here from MaxPax, and he is so close to accomplishing this. Again, I mentioned it earlier, Dark, he's been struggling against the Protoss players out there, and MaxPax is looking to take advantage of that. Here we go. We're loading into potentially the final game of the series. Game 3 is going to be taking place on Dragon Scales. And here we go. Spawning in the bottom right-hand corner of Dragon Scales, we have the South Korean Zerg player who's been having a hard time here in the grand finals, down 0-2. He has to fight back here and now. This is his last chance. In game number 3, representing CranKy Gaming, it is Dark. And spawning in the bottom left-hand corner of Dragon Scales, we have his opponent, representing Storm Gaming from the land of Denmark. Currently up 2-0 in this grand finals. Uno mas, one more is all he needs to be this week's champion. It is MaxPax. Oh boy. Here we go. MaxPax one game away from 3-0ing Dark, which would be insane. If I'm not mistaken, if this happens, I don't believe MaxPax has dropped a single map this entire tournament. I'm gonna have to quickly fact check myself here as I refresh the bracket, but I believe he 2-0'd Hero Marine. No, never mind, my apologies. MaxPax did drop a map to Trigger earlier in the bracket, so okay, he's not going to go undefeated. We're not going to see like a flawless victory here from MaxPax, but regardless, a very impressive run nonetheless. And we'll see if he can do it. We'll see if he can pull it off. Oh boy. Again, MaxPax over time able to just overcome the might that is Dark, able to keep up with his Baneling run bys. For the most part, we saw some good connections, don't get me wrong. But for the most part, he was able to keep up and pull Dark apart in the end. Oh boy. We'll see as Dark once again, hatch gas pool. No early pool or gas timing here from Dark. He doesn't want to start things off with early game aggression. And likewise, MaxPax goes for a gate expand. We saw him experiment a little bit with a Twilight Council opener in game number 2. And bringing it back to game number 2, MaxPax didn't have an amazing opener. You know, it kind of fell on its face. The DTs didn't really do too much at all. But he was able to recover in the end. So I do appreciate that he's kind of abandoning that train of thought. He's like, no, I'll open up standard. I have faith in my abilities here. And he's going for the Stargate. Do love to see it. And we'll see what we open up with. We have seen, you know, a couple of Void Ray openers peek in, per gas even, from some of these players, but no Void Ray here. Instead, the much more standard Oracle opener from MaxPax. Nothing crazy, nothing spicy. Smooth. No Void Rays or Phoenixes here. Meanwhile, both of them do shade into the main base, and a bit of a late reaction from Dark. 2 drones get picked off before they eventually get cleaned up. So nicely done here by MaxPax. Not just getting those worker kills, but also getting a full scout in the main base and making sure no gases were taken, no additional drones were pulled into the gas geyser either. Oh. As we are going to be again moving out across the map here with these things. The first Oracle is across the map, so this third base is looking a little bit vulnerable here as MaxPax dives in and he gets 2 drone kills. Meanwhile, across the map, third base is under threat. The second Oracle just now popping out here. And is it going to get here in time? Oh, ooh, it is not. We do have a forced cancel on the third. MaxPax punished for his greed because he lost his first two adepts. They weren't here to defend that third, and he is punished for it. So great counter damage here by Dark. Oof. At the same time, MaxPax also overextending with that Oracle, taking a lot of whole damage as well. Dark, he is here once again with the vengeance with those lings, and he's going to be able to force a kill, not a cancel, on that shield battery. Dark is not going to take this lying down. This time the openers are working in his favor, showing us all why he is the best Zerg player, of course, in South Korea. +1 melee is on the way, as we have seen game after game from Dark. He's quite fond of this style. He's going to be able to slip in before the shield battery finishes, and he gets a kill on the probe, he gets a kill on the adept as well, and ooh, we are almost out of energy here, forced to activate another pulsar beam to save that shield battery. Dark not just dealing all this counter damage, but forcing these oracles to stay at home. Oh my god. But MaxPax actually forced to make a fourth oracle. He's keeping one at home. He made a fourth, which is something you don't see too often. Because of that, he's going to have that much more firepower. Dark, no! He's being punished here for not having a spore at his natural, but we don't... Oh my god! We don't have enough energy. A little bit of miscontrol from MaxPax. He loses an oracle for free. Ay, ay, ay. Because we were activating our beams earlier to defend our third, we didn't have any for offensive damage. Oh, and that could have been so much worse for Dark. Meanwhile, he's being active once again with these lings. Once again, Dark is keeping his drone count relatively low in favor of all of these ling floods. So far, they have paid for themselves, but we'll see if this one is to be the same. Meanwhile, we have eyes on the fourth base of Dark, but I don't know if MaxPax has the DPS to really deny this fourth. He's going to try, as the lings are going to be harassing the third of MaxPax. And here we go, the power of 3 oracles. We have run out of energy. That's why I was a little bit concerned about that. As that was happening though, adepts did slip into the natural and 10 drones went down. Oh my god. And now this hatchery is softened up for later. So maybe MaxPax, I'm sure regretting that he wasted all of his energy on the base, is not going to be able to punish these banelings. But yeah, this hatchery is going to be a little bit vulnerable to a future push, so maybe MaxPax can take advantage of that. Meanwhile, MaxPax actually skipped Blink, and he's going for the much more standard Charge Lot Archon composition instead. Ay, ay, ay. Here we go. Lings threatening the third base, just forcing MaxPax back. I don't really think he intends to move out without any Archons, so I'm sure he's happy to reciprocate and just chill for the time being, as Dark saturates his fourth. Again though, Dark's drone count is not looking too healthy. He's still looking to recover. MaxPax setting up a counterattack. The Templar Archives is done. High Templar can be morphed in. Archons are going to be on the way. And MaxPax is looking to power through this base. It was weakened earlier. MaxPax is going for a Dark is going for a counterattack. So both armies are going to be missing each other. But the Oracles keep up with the Lings. Oof. And this push may just be it. We have a couple of Banelings to defend. They're going to find some decent connections. A lot of these Zealots do go down. Banelings are coming in from behind. Oh, god. MaxPax losing a lot of Zealots there. Upon losing those Zealots, yo, he just goes straight for the hatchery. He wants the base, and he is going to get it. The hatchery goes down, and from here, MaxPax can just get back the hell off. Oh, he's going to try to. We do see Lynx coming in from behind. The Zealots and the Sentries get focused down, and one Archon goes down. So this was a bit of a hefty loss for MaxPax. But he did get the hatchery. That may be all that matters. He really lost one Archon. We can afford to lose Zealots. We can afford to lose Sentries as well. Looking at the units lost time, it looks like an Oracle fell in the process of all that as well. But I'm sure overall MaxPax is content with the damage he dealt. Even though the worker counts are looking pretty similar, Dark is only mining off of 3 bases at the moment. Here we go. MaxPax looking to slip into the main base. Dark out of position, but his lings aren't too far behind. We see the Oracles head towards the third as well. So far, Dark doing a great job at keeping up with all the harassment. And from here, MaxPax is just going to slowly refine his army. He's taking a fourth base. He's taking his wins where he can. We see a bit of a, oh my god, a ling drop into the main. Gets scattered. Ay. And this is the scary moment where MaxPax is working on double robo production. He has 2 bays as well. I don't think this is intentional. I didn't notice that. We do have 2 robotics bays, but we should be seeing, I think an additional bay was thrown down instead of a robo, so a little bit smudged there from MaxPax. That is going to slow down his Colossus and Disruptor production, but he's going to get there soon anyway. Interesting choice for him to prioritize Colossi over those Disruptors, and here we go. Dark does get eyes on this space. He's going for a Bailing run by. Can MaxPax react? Up! No reaction! Ooh, the third base mineral line goes down. 24 probes. MaxPax was just not paying attention. At the same time, he goes for his own Zealot run by, but this isn't dealing anywhere near as much damage. Dark taking a massive worker lead. Because there was no reaction, 25 probes. Jesus Christ. And MaxPax doesn't have the army supply to counterattack. He can't really do anything here, and now suddenly the game has swung in Dark's favor. All he has to do is protect his mineral lines, protect his bases, max out, and go for one big push. Oof. How the pendulum does swing. Colossi are on the way. We have 1 sentry available as well for force fields, but Dark momentarily is going to hit that 200 supply. To see a bit of a Zealot run by, but only a single Zealot's not really going to do too much at all. Oh, nice transfuse. Dark only loses a single ling. And the thing is that even if we had more sentries, we have plenty of Ravagers to deal with those force fields, so sentries is not going to be the answer. I'm liking the Archons. We've got a lot of Ling Bane to deal with. Archons are a good choice. Colossi as well. MaxPax doesn't have the largest army, but it is a very high quality army, to say the least. But here we go. Dark is maxed 200 to supply. He's got +2 on the way as well on the horizon. Do see a tag on that army. I would love to see some Disruptors. I feel like Disruptors would be the icing on the cake here for MaxPax. Like a good Purification Nova would it be all he needs. But we'll see if he goes for Storm instead. For the time being, just pure Colossus. Apparently. See a Ling run by being set up. It is going to be scattered here by these Zealots. At the same time, Dark, despite being maxed out, it looks like he may just be waiting for +2. He doesn't want to throw away his army too soon. MaxPax slowly getting another base up and running. This is dangerous. The longer this goes on, the better chance MaxPax has at coming back in this game and mustering up a large enough army to contend with Dark. And here we go. Dark is pulling the trigger. His army is tagged. MaxPax sees. Up! The Banelings are rolling on in. A late reaction from MaxPax. He wasn't looking. Wow, and the Banelings, they find the connections. They get one of the Colossi. But only one, and MaxPax is going to be able to force the rest of this back. Despite the late reaction, MaxPax is still going to be able to hold on at the same time. Another Baneling run by headed towards the natural on the third. This time, MaxPax is looking. Despite that, 15 probes go down. Oof. Not the most efficient trade from Dark, but he was maxed. He had a bank, and now he's remaxed. He's going to be able to do that again. He doesn't really have a gas bank, though, so he's not going to have anywhere near as many Banelings as he once did. So Dark has to be careful not to be too wasteful. As we do see a massive Ling Roach run by on the left-hand side for Dark. MaxPax does see this with the Zealots. He's aware. He has to respect this. He's going to back off. He's going to make it back home in time to defend. Oh, but not before the surround comes in. Lings do come in from behind, but they're coming into Archons. I don't know if this is the best fight here for Dark. He does focus down one of those Colossi. Oh, but he's losing a lot of army. Yeah, I don't know if that was the best fight. was it worth losing, or was it worth gaining a Colossus for losing all those roaches? Because now MaxPax is going across the map. He's being pushed. He's being triggered. Oh. This hatchery is going to fall. Dark does pull the drones away. Thankfully, didn't have the best saturation, so doesn't have a lot of workers to lose. Dark is going for a counterattack instead. He's going to be able to take down this fresh mining base of MaxPax. But Dark is losing more, and MaxPax can always recall. Oh boy. Speaking of, here we go. MaxPax, he takes down 2 hatcheries. Is going to be backing the hell off. Does have a nice choke point to work with. And Dark really doesn't have much to surround with either. He's going to try and focus down another Colossus. He does get it. We're down to only a single Colossi, but you know what? We have plenty of Immortals. We have plenty of Archons as well. MaxPax taking another good fight. Ay, ay, ay. Dark's surround just wasn't what he needed it to be. Wasn't much of a surround at all. And sure, MaxPax may have lost the base, but he has a fresh base towards the top right. A base that I believe Dark has not seen. He doesn't know. Dark himself knocked down to only 4 hatcheries. MaxPax hasn't actually seen this base, by the way, so he doesn't know. Doesn't know yet. Is rotating over in that direction, though. Oh. As MaxPax is just going to be backing up for the time being, and this is what we've been waiting for. The disruptors are arriving. Gone is the era of the Colossus. It's all about the disruptors. And this is a good timing as well, just because Dark is done with Lings. You know, the Colossi were exactly what you wanted against Ling Bane, but Dark is focusing a lot more on just pure Roach Ravager instead. Oh! Oh. It's close. As the Prism slips on in, and here we go, MaxPax does confirm the 4th base of Dark. Didn't have eyes on it earlier, but now does. MaxPax get working on his own 5th. If only Dark knew about the base on the right-hand side, he could just send a handful of Lings and do so much damage. Meanwhile, the Novas are going to be connecting. We have one more Disruptor available as Dark is setting up another surround. Force Fields are going to be buying MaxPax a little bit of time. He still has that Disruptor available. And Dark is going to be zoned away, and he actually finds another Disruptor instead. Ay, ay, ay. MaxPax being pulled apart. Is going to be losing one of those disruptors at the same time he goes for his own Zealot run by. It looks like MaxPax is going to be forced to cancel. There we go. We do have that cancel. Not a kill. Dark doing a great job of just splitting up his army and splitting up the attention of MaxPax himself. But I can say the same for MaxPax, you know. Again, Dark still doesn't know about the base. For all he knows, MaxPax is stuck on 3-base economy. Oh boy. He doesn't know, Bobby. He doesn't know, and as a result, Dark isn't in as a commanding position as the other ways may think he is. MaxPax pushing out across the map. The Bailings are done. First Nova going to be zoning away the army. We have 2 more. Here we go. Second Nova just to zone away. We have a 3rd one available as well. Dark pulling the trigger. There is that Nova. Does connect with the Ling Bane. A base falls, not just the base, but also 15 workers, and now suddenly Dark is up against the wall. His drone count is in shambles. His bases, his creep non-existent. He's barely holding onto his 4 bases every single time. Here we go. MaxPax may be going for his last push here. Dark is going for a Bailing run by, but at this point it may just not matter anymore. Oh, the Nova finding one Ravager for its troubles. This choke point is brutal to try and push through. MaxPax is having a hard time. The Bailings do go for their run by. They do go to the 3rd. Again, he doesn't know about the 4th. He doesn't know, Poppy. He doesn't know. At the same time, Zealot Run is going to be slowing down some of these reinforcements. The Ravagers are getting caught out. Ooh. A brutal loss here from Dark, and that may just be it. GG gets called. MaxPax. Oh. In a much more close back and forth game, he does it. He takes the series 3-0. Wow. GG doesn't drop a single map here in the grand finals. He is our ESL Open Cup Americas 167 champion. I was not expecting a 3-0. I don't think anyone was expecting a 3-0, but congratulations to MaxPax. He stays up until the degen hours of the night, and he makes it all worth it. Very well played here by MaxPax. And everyone, this is a player that you should be having your eyes on. MaxPax getting really good results recently. He takes down Maru, he takes down Clem, he takes down Hero, and now even Dark. The only people that MaxPax hasn't really proven himself against is the best Zerg players in the world, Raynor and Serral. Of course, Raynor, Serral, and Dark are the top three. And MaxPax, we haven't really been able to see him too often against Raynor and Serral, so... And Raynor and Serral have a very different approach to ZVP than Dark does. Dark is much more aggressive and much more all-in, as you can imagine. So we haven't seen MaxPax tested against them yet, but regardless, everyone else has been able to take down recently. And, yeah. GG. Very well played, very well played. It's great to see MaxPax excelling. If only he played in offline events. If only MaxPax played in offline events. If only he revealed his face. Unfortunately, as a result, we are limited to only seeing him online. But whenever we do see him online, he is looking damn good. Damn good. GG. Well played. Congratulations. Congratulations to MaxPax. And, yeah. Doesn't break too much of a sweat here in the finals. My condolences to Dark. He did have a good road to the finals, but again, I said it before, and I may as well reiterate it. Dark's worst matchup currently is ZVP. It's what he's been struggling with, and it is what he is weakest in right now. Throw Dark against Maru, against Clem, against even Serral and Raynor, and I'm sure Dark would have had a better showing here. But against MaxPax, did have a rough go at it. So, GG, well played. And I hope everyone in the chat enjoyed themselves. Not just everyone in the chat, but I want to give a special shout out as well to Key. Key did raid us in the middle of that last game. I typically don't give too much attention to raids in the middle of games or subscribers, unless there's like a moment for it. But thank you so much, Key. Hope you had a great ladder session. Hope you had a good stream. And thank you so much for the raid, and welcome to the people that came in from that raid as well. Oh, thank you. Yo, Renegade came in as well. Yo, I shout out to Renegade X Studios. I saw they were casting this tournament series as well. They were casting ESL Americas, so great to see you in the chat. Always great to see a great face. Yeah, we've been community casting for a long time. Ourselves, Renegade X Studios, Chicken Man as well. We've been at it for quite some time, and it's always great to see a familiar face. That's the word that I was looking for, familiar face. Yeah, with that, congratulations to our players. Shout out to Vindicta, who did raid us earlier as well. Miguelito, my son. And thank you everyone who tuned in. I know that it is quite competitive. The viewership for this tournament is quite competitive just because there are so many English casters. There's Pig, there's Artosis, there's Zombie Grub, there's Steadfast, there's Chicken Man, there's Dave Testa, there's Renegade. There's a lot of casters. So I do thank you for dropping by, for tuning in, and picking the CranKy Ducklings for your English coverage for this tournament. But of course, with that, we are done here for the afternoon. Just the afternoon, though. For those wondering, we will be live again in 9 hours. In 9 hours, we're going to be live once again with World Team League Qualifiers Day number 2. Of course, we were up until 4 a.m. last night, casting Day 1. It was pretty intense. It was a roller coaster ride of emotions. It was a really good cast, to be honest. I'm really happy with it. I'm really happy with the viewership that we got last night as well. And we will be continuing that tonight. Unfortunately, I guess this is kind of spoilers, but it's inevitable. If you're wondering, the CranKy Ducklings, we did compete last night. Unfortunately, we were eliminated by the Taiwanese team last night. It was a really close series. It went all the way to the ace match, but unfortunately, we didn't make it. So the CranKy Ducklings have been eliminated from the qualifiers, and we will not be taking part in the next season of World Team League. We were a part of last season of World Team League of Code S. It was really cool that we were a part of that, but unfortunately we won't be a part of it this season. So it is a bit of a feels bad, man. You know, my heart goes out to our players. You know, they were fighting hard last night. They were fighting hard. But even though our players and our team isn't going to be a part of WTL, we will still be casting it. So tonight we're going to be casting day 2, and tomorrow we're going to be casting day 3. We've also got KSL on Friday. We've also got ESL Asia over the weekend. We've got we've got Ascension Cup as well, I think on Thursday. So we've got a lot to cast every single day, multiple times a day. We're going to be casting this week, so give us a follow if you enjoy our casting. Usually I have a co-caster, and I do acknowledge that I work better with a co-caster. Straight up. I'm not amazing at solo casting, but I'm doing my best. I'm doing my best. So if you are interested in the Ducklings and if you enjoy our casting, check us out. Follow us on Instagram, Twitter, Facebook. We have a YouTube channel where we upload all of our VODs, and we have a Discord server as well where you can interact with us outside of just our streams. If you want to support the CranKy Ducklings, we have a Patreon. If you want to support our tournaments, we did recently announce 3 tournament series coming back: GPO, Sparkling Tuna Cup, and a new Turtle Tournament Tussle as well. A new Tenacious Turtle Tussle as well. We've basically announced 3 bi-weekly tournaments, and if we get support on Patreon, they can turn from bi-weeklies into weeklies. They can be a regular weekly event. It does kind of depend on what kind of support we get though from the community, from you guys watching in the chat. So exclamation mark Patreon if you are interested in supporting us. Again, we have been running tournaments for many years. We did take a little bit of a break from running tournaments to focus on WTL and focus on our pro team. But this year we're going back to tournament play, back to tournament organizing, and yeah, you can support us if you wish. If you are interested, and if you want to support, the option is there. The option is there. Otherwise, thank you so much for watching. Thank you so much for the support. As I quickly do pay out the predictions. But yeah, if you're interested in my solo content, I do stream throughout the week on my personal channel, light_VIP on Twitch and Twitter. I'm not going to be streaming today, though. I was streaming yesterday, but I won't stream today just because I've been casting all morning. And it's 2 p.m. and I haven't had breakfast. I've just been focusing on casting, so I need to go get some food. And I need to rest up and prepare myself for the cast tonight. I may also have a nap, just so I'm well rested, because I didn't sleep too much today. I had to wake up early for this, so yeah, I haven't been able to sleep too much, so I may have a nap and then I'll wake up refreshed and rejuvenated and ready for the next cast. So until then, thanks for watching, thanks for the support. I'll see you guys in 9 hours. Let me just set that up. Beautiful, beautiful. See you guys in 9 hours, where we are going to be casting some World Team League. Until then, ciao. Bye.